Hello everyone, welcome. And by everyone, I mean no one. I just started the stream. So I'm just gonna be chilling. Ooh, nice shot. Yeah, they got one of them. This is just the waiting period while I'm waiting for a few people to join. What you can see in the meantime while we're waiting is one of my newest creations in From the Depths, battling it out, 6 on each side. I'll get more into it later once a few more people are here, but this is a self-propelled artillery gun that I have created. It's garbage. It's actually trash. They're not accurate at all, but oh well. Look at the barrel fidget like that. Although the recoil looks cool. I like how it looks when it fires. That's why I made it the thumbnail. Oh! That hit just moves it. Like, these things are almost like they're on ice skates. So when something hits the ground near them, it just pushes them to the side. But yeah, watch one of these when it fires. Or just the recoil with it. There we go. Yeah, that looks nice. So it seems they're all aiming at this one. And they all missed completely. Oops. Also, I hope the music isn't too loud. Tried to make sure it wasn't, but yeah. Found a few new pieces. The newest Toho game has a lot of good music, I will admit that. Anyway, let me crack open a cold one. Yeah, welcome Angela, or Angelica, sorry. Misread that again. Welcome back, I should say. Again, I didn't really announce this in advance, so I'm not expecting to get many people watching, but we'll see. Now, will they actually hit this thing? Oh, they hit near it, but that didn't do any damage. You know, let's put some of these out of their misery. These are both two enemy factions. Let's just mess with them a little bit. We'll do a little trolling. I'll show off. This is a slight modification of the exact self-propelled gun they have, except that this one is... no, that's not the right one. Wrong one. I mean, that's a missile carrier. We don't want that. So, instead of the missile carrier, I'm gonna go with, I think it's called the Tree Frog. So the SPG is called the Bullfrog, and the smaller version is called the Tree Frog. So we'll spawn in this one. So this is the Tree Frog. It is noticeably thinner. It only has 3 wheels instead of 4. Mainly because it has slightly less recoil, but we're gonna ride this thing into battle. Turn off its AI, we're gonna hand control it. So now that we're controlling it, yeah, it looks a little bit weird when it's moving. It's like at a 45-degree angle, kind of schmoving, I'd say. But it does stop on a dime, like tanks should. Let's see, okay, let's stop. Oh, we almost flipped when stopping. Oh, they got one of those. Oh, and we missed the shot. How long does it take for us to recharge another shot? Because I want to get one solid shot on target. Wait for it. Did the shell hit? Ooh, we hit close. Alright, let's get a bit closer so we can get a better shot on our gun. I'll probably send a message in the Discord about this, but I'm going to be visiting family again soon this week, so I won't really be home. I mean, I won't really be able to make any videos or stream for the next half a week or so. This is why I wanted to get a little bit of a stream done right now. Oh, we went through that one. Actually, does this gun... what is the shell? Let's look at the shell this gun fires. Oh, and we froze. We good? Okay, there we go. So, does it have the fuse I want? Because we could replace this with an inertial fuse. And then what we do here is we... isn't there a thing to clear all shells? the problem is, since this is now a direct line of sight gun, the mortars don't work as well as you'd think, so this is less of a self-propelled gun and more of a tank destroyer, honestly, in terms of functionality. Ooh, that shell went above the enemy. It seems they aren't really targeting us right now. If we look at the map, we can see they got... how many vehicles? 1, 2, 3, 5 vehicles to 5 vehicles. They each taken out one opposite vehicle. Now, let's see if we can help add to that. Oh, our shell barely missed. But the good thing is aiming shells manually is, you know, more accurate than aiming them with the AI. You can see the AI, like, whirring right next to me to the left. That little radar gimbal. Let's try for another shot here. We'll land one. We'll land one. Come on, give me that line. And... that's a hit! But it survived the hit. So, the shells are not the most powerful. Which probably, it's a problem. Again, I'm not a very good tank designer, but I try. I can show off some other designs as well. So we gain a little bit more distance. We're hitting the ground pretty hard with some of this. You should see tank battles in the hills. Over the hills and far away. Right, there's a shell. There we go, that's what I want to see. Just completely decimated. Well, I did turn the damage up, that's one reason here. Let me turn the damage back down. But still, it's just about getting a lucky shot, because these aren't the most armored. Again, they aren't full tanks, so they're not fully armored. If I wanted a tank, I'd make it fully armored. Ooh, barely missed it. I guess in the meantime, we'll send this thing off on its own. So that thing's going to start operating on its own, and it'll be a little derpy, as you can see. But in the meantime, let's go for another tank that we have. This is the Keselowski. It's actually named after a NASCAR driver for no reason. It's not very fast. It looks like a turtle. I should have named this like the Turtleback or something. But the thing about this tank is that it has 4 guns, 1 on each side, and if it broadsides an enemy, it can have 3 of those guns on one enemy target. And its guns are quick firing, too, which is very helpful. And when you're approaching an enemy, you can kind of like zigzag to get that close to 3 guns firing at once. So you can just keep zigzagging like that. And as the guns get into range, they'll fire. Ooh, that's a good hit. Because, yeah, we can track some of these shells if we want to. And if I'll show you more of that broadsiding I was talking about. Is that one flipped upside down? A bit harder on a moving target, but yeah, that one did flip upside down, so... Oh, I think they went through the wheels there. And again, some of these are only like 155 millimeter. Oh, there it goes. But yeah, these guns are only 130 millimeter. They're even smaller. These are actually naval casemate guns that I've just slapped onto the side of a tank, so it more so resembles a World War II tank, or World War I tank than anything. If anything, let's try ramming. Wait, if I attached a ram to this, just for shits and giggles, simple weapons, ram. Oh, I can't attach it there. Okay, there we go. There's a ram. If I attached a ram and we just straight up ram this thing, again, this isn't a fast tank, but we'll see what happens. Since it is clearly distracted. Watch us get hit by one of those. Although we don't want to take out all of these tanks, because, you know, I don't know, I can always delete them. So, ram. Oh, pfft, it just dodged. Or it just refused to hit. Here. From the back. That ram did nothing. What the heck? Well, time for an execution. Oh yeah, we don't have all the firepower for that. And shells can bounce, so I gotta make sure I have an inertial fuse, or else they'll bounce off the armor. Here, let's detap. Yep, we decapitated your gun. Anyway, let me just destroy all this so I can lay out some of the land designs I have all at once. So we got the bullfrog, we got the tree frog, we got the Kozlowski. I'm not very good with tanks, I just like making them cheap. Except for this one, that's like a 40k inspired. That one's the Scythe. Bring out the Ballista, the Corolla. I think that was an old JoJo reference mixed with the Toyota Corolla. And then we got a missile truck. Yeah, I think that's all I'll show off for now. Let me just turn off their AI. So here's just some of my more recent land vehicles. We got an old-fashioned missile truck right here. I may want to make a half-track at some point, like an AA half-track truck, just for the aesthetics. Actually, I think I do have a dedicated AA tank. It is the Montagnard. If you don't know what that is, look it up. It's related to Vietnam. But I guess I really armored the front end of that. So yeah, this is my dedicated AA tank with light and medium AA guns. Actually, that's just more so medium and heavy AA, honestly. We got, of course, our missile truck right here, which is very vulnerable because of all its ammo is in the bed of the truck. We have the Corolla, which is our, I'd say a medium tank, just not too well armored. Its turret is not protected fully, but it's pretty low to the ground as a tank design. We have the, this isn't really a tank because it doesn't have treads. This is more so just another missile truck, but more so launcher based, kind of like a APC with missiles instead of a gun. This one is just the big screw off World War I era tank, or just mid-war massive one. Here, let me actually go into the Scythe because there's a lot of room to walk around in here. It's basically just a land ship almost. And it has an okay gun. The gun's not the best, I'm gonna be honest with myself. It's a pretty crappy gun. Takes a long time to reload. But, it's a big, scary looking gun. And it does have a few casemate guns on each side, which help, and a puny little AA gun in the back. Only problem is all the ammo is in the back, and if the ammo gets hit, the explosion also vaporizes the AI, even though I tried to block it off, so that would render the tank inoperable, but it makes for a cool looking husk. Oh, no, you stop moving over there. Then of course we have the Kozlowski. You can't actually go, you can't go inside it, it's just covered in inside stuff. But you can ride on top of it, pretty good command position. This one is way more reliable than I thought it would be, and it only costs like 11k compared to this one. Actually, this is 11k, and this monster is 13k. So this one is almost as expensive as that one. If anything, that teaches me to make your tanks bigger and give them more armor. I don't know. And then we have the last ones, the two self-propelled artillery pieces, which this one ends up being more so of an artillery piece than this one because the shell drop, this game does not like high angle shots very well. There's an option for it, but the shells just go way too high. They're way too fast. So I tried messing with it a little bit and I figured out this is better as mostly a tank destroyer. And again, it's very exposed, not very armored, but it's not meant to be a frontline unit. I don't know. And it's tiny, absolutely tiny. It only costs 3,000. And its slightly bigger cousin costs 4,000, so that's the tree frog, and this is the bullfrog. No, the bullfrog, there we go, so yeah, 4,000. She defends, she attacks, she got blowout ammo rack. Nice one, Altair. Yeah, I haven't seen you too often in some of the streams, although then again, I don't stream too often. So basically, just what I built this one first, realized that it wasn't as good for the artillery roll as I wanted, and I decided to make this one instead. So, like, if I wanted to just pull up the bullfrog. And again, this one isn't the most armored as well, but dang, it looks good when firing. And its shell is pretty decent, I'd say. Has some good range, but it is not very accurate. This thing is like if you want to pepper an area instead of a specific target, because this thing cannot hit a target on the blind side of a barn. Just been vibing, not commenting as often. Yeah, it makes sense. I don't comment on too much stuff sometimes. Or I'll do something in the background while I have a stream on, so yeah, I get that. But yeah, this is just most of my land vehicles. You know, for fun, let's have all of them face each other. Except the missile trucks. The missile ones always win, because, you know... Actually, no, we'll have the missiles there. I want to see how much chaos it'll spawn. So we'll have a bullfrog, and then we'll make them all in a circle. Bullfrog versus a Kozlowski, with the turtleback tank versus a scythe. Oh, nope, that one was, shit, I had to start over. I gotta make sure each one's a different team. Oops. Right, there's one. And Kozlowski, Onyx Watch, boom. Then we got Scythe, White Flares, boom. Also, I will say, this song that's playing right now is my favorite song from the new Toho game. Even though I haven't played it, so... But it's a pretty good song. I like it. We'll have a Ballistae. I'm gonna be worried about this. I think the Ballistae may win, because the missiles are pretty powerful. Although they always overshoot their targets for some reason. They just love overshooting. And we'll have a Tree Frog, Cotorola. It almost sounds like I'm saying, what was that phone? Rotorola or whatever? I don't know. One of those old phones. We'll have a missile truck. No, we already had a Steel Strider, so Grey Talons. And then the final one will be the Montagnard. We have Hammerheads. They're okay. I don't know. Should I do a Hammerhead or a Montagnard? Probably a Hammerhead. Basically, a Hammerhead is the closest thing I have to a regular tank. But it has something I don't want it to have, so I'm going to quickly pause. What I can do is, instead of getting rid of all of them, I can just straight up click 0.01 speed, go with the delete button, and this thing has repair tools, which I don't want it using. So what I'll do is press play and hit the 2 repair tools, because repair tools are dumb and this is an old design. So that should do that. And we can go back, hit 1, and we can get going. So let's see, out of this gathering of tanks, which one wins? Alright, they're all arbitrarily picking targets. Oh, don't tell me the missile truck's gonna blow up immediately. There's one of the missile. So they're all starting to disperse. Wow, that missile truck is getting all of the fire, and it's not even able... Nope, wasn't even able to launch its missiles. It just detonated immediately. And then the Scythe is going... Its main gun is slow enough to fire to where it doesn't really matter too much. It's just those side guns which matter. I don't know, maybe I'll fix that at some point. This one has had its gun crippled. It's not supposed to be that small. Ooh, the missile tank just got knocked out from behind. The Cotorola is just hightailing it out of there saying, nope, we're gone. Firing its gun the whole time. Here's the Hammerhead going by. Oh, another tank just detonated. I don't know which one that was. Oh, there goes another. How many are left? 4. The Tree Frog. Oh, the Bullfrog went kaput. And the Tree Frog just went kaput as well. That was the Tree Frog. So the Scythe is chasing down the Cotorola, and it's switching targets. Who's firing at it? I think that's the Hammerhead firing at it, so... The Hammerhead actually has the most consistent gun of all the tanks that are left. It's just a larger tank, so it has more space to have a good gun. And it has a little tiny machine gun in the front, which isn't really a machine gun, more so just an autocannon. And the Cotorola is just hiding behind this little hill here. I don't know why it's backing up so much. Maybe I have to check its AI. Ooh, one of them just got... The Hammerhead just got disabled. What hit it? Oh, I think its main gun got hit and exploded. And the Cotorola got destroyed as well. I don't know. Well, I guess the Scythe won just by having the most mass. And look at it, that thing's a beast. It's drifting all over the place. Look at her go. Yeah, that's just me saying, you know, let's build a 40k tank. There's your 40k tank. And let me demonstrate what happens when it gets hit in the back. Boom. Oh, is it still going? so it kills any propulsion it has left. Somehow the AI survived, but what that does is it makes it to where it can't fire its main gun. It may still be technically alive, it doesn't actually kill the AI, but it kills all the propulsion, and it kills the ammo, so this thing is rendered completely defenseless. Just a sitting duck, so... Damn boy, he thick. Yeah. Also, this machine gun in the front is just for decoration. I mean, it can fire straight forward, but it almost never gets used because targets are never straightforward. I don't know. So yeah, that was just a little battle of the tonks right there. I do want to show you the missile truck in action though, since I didn't really get a chance to do so. So I'll spawn 2 of them and have them duke it out. Here, there's 2 missile trucks for you. They also have 2 machine guns on the side, so... Also, I don't know why the turrets aren't really moving, because I made it so the turrets could move properly. See, this one's able to fire. And the missiles overshoot. That's one problem with land vehicles, or just missiles in general. They either under or overshoot, except for right there, when they hit their target properly. But these are undershooting, because they aren't accounting for the movement of the truck. And they can circle back and hit their own truck, even though they have identify friend or foe, which is weird. But, oh well. So yeah, this boy is pretty fragile otherwise. Just boop, and then instantly, oh, damn froze, there we go. Yeah, and then the chassis is just gone, so, except for the front. But in terms of what else, I haven't been playing this game too much. I'm not as much as I used to. Like I said, I think I streamed at one time where the biggest thing that I had worked on was this bad boy right here. I had to go into space for this. But, in fact, this is finally... I don't know if I did stream showing this off. I think I may have. But my very first live stream on this channel was me making a starship that I had made in Minecraft that I wanted to recreate here from the depths. And I finally finished it, or at least finished it enough to where it looks cool. So, that is this. Don't tell me. I don't want it to move. I want it to stay stationary. There we go. So it is stationary. I don't know why space is this close to the ground. This is not in space, but somehow there's no gravity. Screw gravity. But, yeah. This was what I had started streaming on this channel. The very first live stream. Me starting to build the hull of this thing. I built it block for block to match Minecraft, but like adding slopes and stuff. But then I had to make like its own guns. I think I ripped these guns from somewhere. I made this particle cannon on each side. And then this thing is like fully walkable. I was really proud of it. Or at least the inside, because I made the bridge look like a Venator or a Star Destroyer. Like with a little enclosed officer pit or whatever they have. You know, if you've seen a Star Wars movie, you know what that is. There's all this pretty well developed bridge. A warp ability which is broken. I don't know how to fix it, but it won't work. I never got it to. I even have escape pods which I can show off, but only problem is that there's no gravity. I wish there was like an artificial gravity simulator for ships. I don't know if there is or not, but that needs to happen for this game, really. But we have various like officer quarters. We'll go further down, and then you get to like, you know, communication spaces with cameras and holograms, things like that. And you had to teleport. Have a little battle bridge on the bottom of the ship. Yeah, again, there's the warp that doesn't work. More offices and bunks for offices. And to teleport, you can teleport around the ship using this, but I prefer to just walk through it. Because at this point, this is the main engineering right here, all the big engineering rooms that you can go, and these are like some of the in-atmosphere engines right here. Because we have space engines, but these 4 are for use in atmosphere, even though you can't really... If you go in the atmosphere, this thing's gonna crash. So, oh well. But yeah, here's the massive engine base in the back. This thing can reach pretty good speeds while being hard to stop. Which is a problem, but oh well. You can't really stop instantaneously, you know? I do have some thrusters pointing in this direction, but not enough to make a difference. But yeah, I even have a big hangar, we'll get to that. Yeah, you got the main engineering spaces. I'm just giving a quick abbreviated tour since I think I gave a full one at some other point. I have like color-coded corridors for various decks on the ship. You have like steam pump rooms. I don't know what... Oh yeah, I have this turned off when it's not in a battle. The steam is like an auxiliary power. Think of that, steam power on a spaceship. I don't... Then you got your standard engine fuel rooms. Like liquid fuel engines. You got like RTG electric engines. Like a lot of redundancies. You got like a bunch of crew quarters, even though some of these are floating. Just pay no mind to those. Pay no mind to the floating beds. And then we'll go up a little bit, and that's an airlock. I did label all of this. It took a while to put these labels onto all parts of the ship. And you can go up and find other things like the holodeck, which I put a lot of time into ripping and placing these photos. So, I tried to make it look like a city with a street and a light pole, things like that. Little trash can, trying to make a little street. Yeah, it doesn't look the best, but better than nothing. I like being able to imitate a holodeck. And then, of course, you have other rooms, like this is sick bay right here. You got sick bay with, like, examining tables. Gravity generator, which doesn't actually do anything, it's just an aesthetic room. You have restrooms, because why not? And little toilets in there. Those are massive toilets, if you gotta take a master dump, you know? Because I have middle schooler humor. And then you have some berths that have a view of the hangar for no reason. Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome. I'm just showing off a little bit of a design I had made. I don't know, I don't have any structure to this stream, I'm just chilling out, I guess. I had a tank battle earlier. With some tanks and missile trucks and self-propelled artillery designs I had made, but I'm just showing off a little bit, a really quick tour of this ship right here. We got a little jail, like detention cell area here for pretty much the jail. We got like one of those places where for taking your picture. I don't know what that wall is called, you know. Whatever, it has a name. You got a little armory with a practice range right here and targets set up. You got all sorts of weapons here on the weapon racks. Back to the engineering spaces. And here, let me head back down to the hangar and go into there. You can get lost in this ship, which is something I like. I liked making this ship big enough to where you can't get lost in it. Like, she costs almost 1 million materials. So this is the main hangar of the ship. You got 2 side exits and 1 downward facing. You got a shuttle right here with no weapons on it. Actually, no, it has a few weapons on it, like a basic shuttle, and then you have 3 fighter craft, which are all the same. This was originally a different fighter craft, but it didn't work too well, so I replaced it with a better one. So, you got 3 fighters and 1 shuttle, and actually these pistons can retract, so you can launch one of them or pull it back, and then extend the piston, which holds in place the shuttle. You can get in the shuttle and pilot these remotely. Yeah, and you can pilot the shuttle completely remotely from the mothership, so... we got the warp drive, which doesn't work. I don't know, I've tried to fix it. It doesn't work for now, but I'm leaving it there. We got some of the main primary gun turrets. Actually, yes, these are the main 2 gun turrets. This thing is just a floating battleship covered in guns. So. In fact, it's better engaging a target not straight on like this, but tilted down. Like, if this is the tower right here, you tilt it down, and that way all the guns can angle up and not hit each other when they fire, so that... I don't know. Yeah, various piping, you got missile banks, because they're obviously, you know, missiles on the side, and proton torpedoes, and the like, other various weapons on the ventral part of the hull. Just gets back to the hangar, and then you can go in other hallways. And more of the turrets, more missile banks. There's downward-facing missiles for shore bombardment. Not shore, but just planetary bombardment. You can go through more parts of the ship, some airlocks. What else we got? We can head to the front. You got the escape pods. Here we go. Here, I'll show you one of the escape pods. So you go through this airlock and you come to the escape pod. You go in here. And right before you send out the escape pod, what you do is left pod launch. Because if you look, this is a, there are two of these escape pods, one on each side of the ship. And they're made out of rubber, but they have like one thruster. And that thruster is right there on the top. So what you do... Oh, shoot. I hate it that you can clip through the ship like that. Like, as soon as you get stuck in one slope, it just sends you to the top. So I get out of the chair, teleport here. What I do is I click left pod launch. And then I get into the pod, close the door, and then it'll extend the pod out of the ship for me, like that. And then it will release the pod. So after the pod gets released from the ship right there, all I do is just accelerate. And it also works as a drop pod for, like, if you want Marines or something, and you want to drop Marines onto the surface, you just shoot down this escape pod, and it'll go noom. You can see it heading down right here from the door. And you got some space. It is cramped in this pod. It's a tiny pod, but how many more times do I gotta say pod? And of course, I don't like that it slows down so much the closer you get to the bottom. Your fall slows down. That's not what happens. But this game, the atmosphere is kind of like jelly. It's a very solid atmosphere, so it makes aircraft really slow. So then you can, once the pod's on the ocean floor, you can just get out. And there, you're on the surface. And if you look up, oh, you can't actually see the ship. You have to go up further into space for the ship to load in. Wait, how tall up there is it? There it is. Okay, it's pretty high in the atmosphere right here. You can see the little galaxies in the distance. That's interesting. So yeah, you go back to the ship. I'll head to the other escape pod since it heads me out on the other side back on the ship. You can even recall the pods from here and it'll bring it all the way back up to the ship. But yeah, welcome, is that Babelman? I don't know how to pronounce that. But yeah, this is from the devs. Oop, wrong escape pod. Shipbuilding game. So yeah, that's the little escape pod right there. I'm teleporting into the ceiling trying to get to the ground here. But here, I'll close this. Then we're back on this part of the ship. If I head to the bow, let me figure out. Okay, the bow is this way. Again, you can get lost in here, which I like. I like having a massive ship. And then this is the forwardmost room on the ship. This is just one giant laser. You notice right there, that's one giant bow laser. It does decent damage. Like, it pulsates and does some decent damage on people. And it sticks out the front, but it's very vulnerable. Like, these laser systems can have a chain reaction if part of them gets hit. And you have more berthing spaces right here. And I'm saying berthing as B-E-R-T-H, not like birthing with an I, I mean with an E, obviously, so don't get the wrong idea. And then you can go upstairs. There's some stairs over here, I believe. Go up these stairs and it takes you to the yellow corridor. Here's the laser anti-missile systems, or the LAMs, which is also a laser system, but you know, this is for anti-munitions. If it detects like missiles or cram shells coming in, it'll fire a laser beam at it. So, but the ship also has similar defenses. These are Gatling guns, which are designed to only shoot down enemy munitions. Kind of like, have you seen modern naval ships? They're kind of CIWS systems, C-I-W-S systems, where, you know, machine guns that shoot down missiles. You know, you've seen them on some of the more modern US Navy ships. And these are just very crude. Sup, have you ever dreamed about a Let's Play of a game and all of that? What? What? Am I having another stroke trying to read what Dr. Thunder saying? I mean, it's not the first time, obviously, with a Thunder comment. He's probably gonna delete all of his comments before the stream ends anyway. Oh yeah, at first I thought you were gonna quote that thing, but have you ever had a dream kid that just, like, stumbles or whatever? to dream about a let's play of a game in all depth about that. It is a stroke. Don't know, I just got up. Wait, you just got up. It's midnight where I am. What time is it for you? Are you doing night shift or something? What's going on here? Oh, okay, so this is the hangar. I'll get back to the hangar control in a second, because I'll save the best for last. Let me breeze through the rest of this. Here we have the Club Port 85. I guess I based this on like 10 Forward or whatever from Star Trek. So it's just like a little club with a little karaoke area right here. A little microphone made out of mimics. And it has a bar, screens. Right now they're just showing the ship's views and stuff, but you can make them like TV and stuff. So once they fix the YouTube feature, at one point you could play YouTube videos on screens in the game, but they broke that feature for some reason. You got, oh yeah, this is a missile bank with some decks or some sleeping bunks right above it. You got another one with just a bunch of little corridors here. And the movie theater. You can't forget about the movie theater. Just a cute little tiny movie theater right in the middle of the ship, which is also displaying part of the ship, so. And I can control one weapon from here. But, yeah. So you can watch your enemy's demise with popcorn in hand, so. Where's the air conditioner? You're gonna have to use a fan. We give little wavy fans to all of them. You don't deserve air conditioning as a crew member. So this is the control center for the hangar. And what I can do is have these docks which I can push forward and backward. So bow dock forward and backward, stern deck forward and backward, stern deck forward, to stern deck backward, bow deck forward. And what that does is that makes the pistons retract to this front one and push the shuttle into place. And then I can recall and release these. So I can get in the shuttle or I can remotely control the shuttle. So if I wanted to release the shuttle, I'd do bow dock release. So now the shuttle is released. Nothing like sleeping next to a missile, really soothing. Yeah, don't worry, there's only a minor chance they'll go off. Especially when you're above them, you fall off. I mean, that's what happened on submarines. You realize on submarines, a lot of the sailors slept on the torpedo tubes. Or like in the torpedo tubes. Not like completely in there, but they slept on top of them because, you know, space is valuable in a submarine. Thunder said 9:30. Well, you got an interesting sleep pattern, my friend, I'll say that much. So anyway, I'm going to remotely control the shuttle. Control terminal, shuttlecraft, shuttle cam. So what I can do before I click shuttle cam, I'm in control so I can press U a little bit, and that just adds a little bit of thrust. So now it's slowly starting to exit the area. Then I can click on the shuttle cam, and this is a straightforward view of the shuttle. You can see the escape pod as like a tiny dot down there. So what I'll do now is I'll slowly adjust this. It's very hard for me to control spacecraft manually. I don't know. With the thrusters, it's just hard. So if we look up enough, there's the bottom of the ship. I can accelerate, go side to side, turn around. And again, it's very hard. It's very slippery to control in space. You know, it's not like a World War II fighter like you see in Star Wars, you know. You gotta actually take into account all the trajectories and not being able to stop. That's the hardest part, is not being able to stop. So yeah, you can see all that. I can accelerate at full speed into the ship if I wanted to. Oh god, lag! Whee! Oh god. Oh, I missed the ship. See, it can be hard, even when you're trying to hit. Oh god, no, don't lose velocity. Whew! I missed again! Look at this thing, it's just very hard to control. Alright, wait, well, third time's the charm. No, and YouTube auto-paused. No, yes, continue playing YouTube, I don't care. And because I hit escape, what that did is stop me from controlling it remotely, so we're gonna go manual control inside the head of the shuttle. Alright, so let's try this again. Oh, we're gonna miss it again, aren't we? Oh, I think we're gonna hit this time. Yep, we did. We hit. And it didn't even do anything to the ship besides move it a little bit, which I'm gonna straighten it out right now. The shuttle just disintegrated. Absolutely gone. We didn't even scratch the ship. Well, that's one way to do it. We aren't getting that ship back. So yeah, I'm not gonna pay for the... Oh yeah, there's one other floor. This is the top floor of the bow of the ship. There's not much on this floor. I think it's just a laboratory, like a little decorative laboratory for research. I don't know, I just tried to... I watched a lot of Star Trek when I was making this. It was like binging a Star Trek marathon, so all of this is decorative except for this little radar setup right here, but I think that's the only thing on this floor. Other than that, it's just a useless hallway that wraps around, so I just had extra space I needed to fill. So, yeah, that's pretty much it there. Oh, we do have, of course, the main cafeteria right here for eating. Honestly, looking at this, I think one of the things I enjoyed making the most was the holodeck. Just stealing those images of... I have 6 images, 1 for the road, 4 for the walls of the city, which don't blend in well at all, and then the 1 for the night sky. So yeah, that was something. I even made a tiny little holodeck on another spaceship. Here, let me load in the other tiny spaceship. Where is it? Spacecraft. I can show you the tiny one. So I believe it was the Sojourn class exploration ship. So this is just a tiny looking mini exploration ship that I made before, actually I started this one before this one, finished this one before that one. So this is the bridge. There isn't actually any windows. No, let me back in here. Of course, you can see the Valerian here through the viewport of this ship. And this one does have guns at the front, just a gun battery right here, which you can get to in a spacewalk. But I can go out into the hallway here. It's a very small, compact ship. So there's the bow airlock for those guns I was talking about. There's the guns, even though I opened the airlock. A miniature cafeteria canteen thing. Here you have a berthing space. No, and I got stuck on the wall again. Honey, I'm stuck on the wall again. You got another airlock off to the side here for if you want a second airlock. Here's the main hangar, which has its own little shuttle. And I can open the shuttle doors if I go back here. What I do is open hangar, pause, and then you can see the hangar open like this. So yeah, it clips through itself, but oh well, it looks cool. And then you have another little shuttle right here, which is a different shuttle that can barely fit into the shuttle bay. Although, if you think about it, this is quite a small ship to have a shuttle. So I'll head back through and show you all the holodeck of this ship. And again, a ship this small shouldn't have a holodeck, but it does. Quit teleporting me through the roof! Let me get into this part, please. There we go. Here's a little observation deck with a window where you can look out and see the other ship right there, which I think is pretty cool. Gives you a feeling you're actually in a spaceport. You got engine rooms and stuff over here. Yeah, here's the one engine room, and it's an identical engine room on the other side, with a power plant for the ship, which is electric. Have a med bay right here. Little observation medical bay, tiny one. And then here is the holodeck. And we can walk right into it. This is a holodeck. I made it look like a forest. Again, I just took dumb pictures of a forest and you can't really make this mesh well. If you wanted to have a good looking one, you'd make it a bubble, but you can't project images as a bubble in this game, because this isn't what the developers intended me to do with it. So I made a little tree stump you can sit on and things like that. I'm on the tree stump, and it's just a cute little holodeck area forest thing. So let me head back out, walk through it. Yeah, that's this. if I go back to the Valerium, there's too many guns to control all at once, but how far can this one shoot? I can just fire one main gun right there in the side. Boom. And it'll send it floating away. Now which one controls the... Ooh, this one controls this. And we can just fire a full salvo of these guns. Making it to where this thing wouldn't shoot itself with its own guns is a really tedious process. But, oh well. So yeah, we sent that thing careening off into space. Anyway, that's enough with the spaceships. Wow, my throat is getting dry. Oh, 1 second. Whew. Okay, so next up on the list. There was like a ship I started construction on, which I never really finished. I guess I can just show that off, just the bare hull of it. Where was it? I believe it was in this. The whip knot, work in progress. I think I stole guns from another ship for this. Boing. Oh yeah, it's not meant to float yet. Yeah, that's all I've made. I've made the bare hull, which is pretty lazy. I've stolen 2 guns from another ship, slapped them there. I've basically just made the steam plant, and that's it. So here, I'll spawn the ship next to it that I stole the guns from. Because I made this one back in like November. It's been a while. This is the one I made back in November. In fact, it's bigger than this one, which I thought wasn't the case. Or around the same size, honestly. This one just has a little bit less displacement, so... Automatically, this one looks prettier than that one. Because this one's just a bathtub hull I was lazy with. Making the hull slope like this sucks. And, oh, and I missed parts at the bottom. Are you quoting the, like, Half-Life AI Gordon thing? Because I remember watching that back when it first got big. That was funny. So yeah, that's a puny ship. Let me put it out of its misery. The little salvo from this gun. There we go. I mean, it's gonna say... Ships don't sink in this game. I've said that before. Ships don't sink in this game, and it makes me mad. Here, let me delete the air pumps. Like, if I delete every single air pump from inside this, which there are, like, 2, will it sink? I'll just blow a hole in the side of it. Oh wow, the armor scheme isn't bad. I did some good armor with that. Yeah, it won't sink. Ships just don't sink in front of the depths. So yeah, again, my design philosophy with this ship is, you know, what if I made like a dreadnought that had cage masks instead of further ones. So this is like a World War I dreadnought or a mid-war. And these are all individual mimics I had to place. And you can see the invisible blocks for the mimics everywhere. Each little component was something I had to repurpose. And it took so long to get all of these individual mimics into place. So much copying and pasting. But it was worth it. It came out good. Looks good. Water physics. Yeah. Water physics. Sorry. But yeah, in terms of that, like, even that dreadnought battleship is kind of small, like, you know, especially for the time, because the ships just kept getting bigger. Like, let me spawn a battle cruiser next to it, which theoretically should have been less powerful, but since it's based off of a later design, you know, it's just more bigger and more powerful. And of course, people who have seen other From the Depths streams have certainly seen this ship before, because I keep showing her off. I was just really proud of her. Again, her design philosophy right here for the Tower-class battlecruiser is, hey, you know a Togo and... not a Togo, a different ship. You know, Fuso, the battleship Fuso, with her massive pagoda mast? Let's just make something that looks like Fuso. Just make the largest mast possible, so... This is just the giant pagoda-mast ship right here. And I think she's one of my better designs, honestly. And again, I've shown her off before because I like her design so much. And of course, you spawn in this bridge, but there's an even higher command bridge right here if you want even more height. So up here, you can see so much more, and compare that to the footprint of the average class, literally named the average class. You can see a difference. Even price-wise, this thing is more than double the cost of this one. We need flex tape. I sawed this boat in half. Yeah, that's the name of the game right here. Also, those paddle wheels on this one don't do shit. Like, they are really ineffective. And whenever any shooting starts, these paddle wheels get shot away immediately. That's why this thing has an extra propeller. I can't speak. Sorry. It seems I've forgotten how to speak words. But yeah, I guess I just really like the tower class design because I put a lot of love into her. Almost literally, you know, especially with the design because I like showing off every part of her. Oh god, this is sounding weird. Yeah, that's what she said. Whatever. And of course, I made the joke before, but yes, the ship has quite impressive anti-torpedo bulges for defenses. But, yep. Even though, wait a minute, she doesn't. No, yes, she does. See, there's this little corridor which is meant to absorb damage. It's like a anti-heat round sort of corridor. Same thing with the Claudian class battleship. Or I did try to have like a little pocket space to help absorb damage. So. Tamriel. What? This ain't Tamriel. I ain't playing no Elder Scrolls games. I ain't Todd Howard. Go call Todd up, you know? Watch him, like, try to recreate Skyrim inside another game's engine. Wasn't that another thing where instead of people trying to run Crysis or run Doom on certain things, they try to run Skyrim on it? I don't know. I haven't even finished Skyrim. I just never felt compelled to finish it. I started playing Skyrim, I just never felt compelled to get very far into it. In fact, I think I started doing one of the DLCs by accident before I had completed the main campaign, and I was way under-leveled for it. And one of my friends pointed it out to me. He's like, how are you level, like, 17 and you're already at the end of the Apocrypha questline or something? That was pretty funny. I didn't finish that either, though. I got stuck. Anyway, that's a different tangent over. But, I just put a few rounds into this thing, see how effective her guns are against older armor. Alright, that's one round. And again, these shells don't really penetrate. They mostly go straight through the armor. Although, it looks like the armor of the average class did stand up pretty well to that, though. So it seems, because I added a layer of wood here as well to help absorb additional shock. So let's see how good the guns of this ship are against the armor scheme of the battlecruiser. Alright, well, let's see if it did any penetration. Ooh, we got close to penetration. Wait, is that penetration right there? Ooh, that is penetration. It even went through the wood right there. Pretty impressive. But of course, the secondary defenses helped deal with that, so nothing of structure was hit. Of course, there is a very slight, like, 2-degree list right now. What about the other shell right here? Oh, yeah, yeah. It looks like at the points right here, there was penetration into the cafeteria. Oh no, the cafeteria flooded. Uh-oh. So it looks like this thing's guns are slightly better. I may want to actually pit these ships against each other. That could be worth it. Can your car key play Doom? Not even the car, but can your car keys play Doom specifically? In fact, I do want to pit these ships against each other. Let's go to open ocean, and let's have these two ships duke it out and see who wins. So we have the underdog, which is the average class, and we have the bigger ship, which is the battlecruiser. Don't spawn inside the water. You need water to float. And then we have tower. Alright, and let's see who's gonna win. Let him duke it out. This one's spawning slightly underwater as well. Boom, baby. Oh, here's the initial salvo from average. Oh, missed. The salvo bounced. And of course the torpedoes are in the water because I love getting torpedoes, and each of these ships have anti-torpedo defenses. No, tower has anti-torpedo defenses. See, all of the torpedoes launched against her were destroyed. Oh, and the ships are not broadsiding each other, they're heading straight towards them. Oh, magazine completely shredded the bow of the average. What about these shells? Did they do any damage? We have some sort of damage on the decks, but no direct penetration like we saw before. It looks like this is going to be a clean fight for the battlecruiser. We have see, those are those anti-missile missiles engaging, going for the enemy torpedoes. They just launch straight out of the deck and head straight for any munitions. But it doesn't stop all of them, and there are torpedo hits. But her armor is tanking them pretty well, because the torpedoes in this game aren't the most powerful unless they're absolutely massive. And of course we're shredding the masts of this ship. She's trying to escape, and her guns are somewhat well armored, but eventually they're going to give in, especially with all that fire and even the EMP shells hitting her. So it looks like she's trying to run, but, you know, the battlecruiser is the same speed, if not faster, so she's taking her down, giving her a good old broadside worth of main gunfire. And again, like, my battleship has 12 guns. This one only has 8 guns, but they're still pretty powerful. And they're very fast. Their shells are fast. And look at all the torpedo launchers, because again, this is like the most Japanese sort of style ship I can create. You know, you gotta have all the torpedo launchers for the Type 95s and stuff. Or, not Type 95, you know the name of them. Long lances, whatever. What was that, Type 93? I don't know. The Japanese have weird naming conventions for their weapons. So do the Americans, because, you know, Americans have, like, M1 and M2 for everything. Like, you're talking about guns, tanks, jeeps, everything's an M1 or an M2. And in Japan, half of the weapons are, like, Type 95s. So it looks like one of the C turret is disabled on the average, but A, B, and D turrets are still firing, even though A turret is taking substantial damage and one of her guns is knocked out. Any superficial damage? Yeah. It looks like the battlecruiser is very much winning this fight. She has not taken too much damage. All of her main guns are intact, although they can't really fire due to the angle of the ship. And it even looks like the superstructure hasn't been hit too much, because usually ships would just rake the superstructure since it isn't as armored, except for the bottom. And even all the casemate guns that are installed on her are getting a chance to fire at her. Oh yeah, look at the list on this thing. Here, let me pause. That is quite a list. I don't know how the average is still fighting. Her entire bridge has been shot to pieces. Her everything has been shot to pieces. Oh, look at these two torpedoes right here. Oh, one of them bounced off. Her casemates are underwater. Pretty much every compartment, well, not every, but a lot of compartments except for the ones in the bow are flooded. Oh, both of these guns are non-functional. They've been disconnected, so turret A has been knocked out, even though it's still training on the enemy. Pretty much turret B is the only functional turret remaining on the average. Tet offensive. Oh yeah, I did take a Vietnam Studies class for a semester in high school. We had a lot of veterans come in and talk to us. One of the guys who's on like a spy plane that got shot down by North Korea, he was going to be, but he got sick the night before, so he didn't have to go. Oh, this gun fired, but I don't see where it fired. Oh, and there's more torpedoes. Yeah, poor average. She didn't stand a chance. But that is interesting that her shells seem pretty effective. Oh, and there goes the last mast she had down into the sea. Is her B turret still firing, though? I think the turret's disabled on the inside. I want to see one of the main guns fire. So, I want to see if I can follow one of the shells of one of the main guns. Is that one? They are going fast. Yeah, a lot of them are missing, but it seems the torpedoes are picking up the slack. Making all sorts of holes. Yeah, I'm gonna call the fight right there. Obviously we have a winner, and she only took like 2% damage, so... In terms of her waterline, she took some damage in the bow, but I don't really think she had any punctures in her hull. Yeah, no, her armor scheme is held up for the most part. While she's had damage, yeah, I don't think she got any holes under the waterline. It is still funny though, because you know, with From the Depths, holes under the waterline don't really matter, because everything still functions if they're exposed to water for some reason. Your engines will keep going if they're completely flooded. Your guns will keep going if they're completely flooded. It's weird. Anyway. Yeah, let me pull out the tiny little cruiser I retrofitted. I can't believe that even after like 3 retrofits since I first made this, I called this thing a heavy cruiser. The only thing that would warrant that are the guns. Actually, those are 293mm. Let me do some quick maths real quick. Do some quick maths. You're not using obsidian armor. Funny, obsidian. Is that another Fallout reference? But, let's see. So 293 millimeters to inches. Now, let me reconnect to the Wi-Fi, because the dorm Wi-Fi here is iffy. And I gotta make sure I'm in settings for it to connect. So that is 11-inch guns. So let's see the county class. Like, if I look up a county class heavy cruiser, what were our main guns? 8-inch guns. So the guns on this thing are the guns of a heavy cruiser, even bigger. 11-inch guns. In 3 turrets. But look how tiny this thing is. This thing is shorter than most destroyers. And they called it a heavy cruiser. If anything, this is just a light cruiser with big guns. And that's after the gun's retrofits, because even like before, this thing's guns were pretty much useless. And she has like a few other guns here and there. Her superstructure is tiny. That funnel wasn't connected to anything. Yeah, this whole ship was a mess, but the torpedo bulges helped. And of course, before the retrofit, she listed so much when aiming her guns. Do I have a pre-retrofit? Here, let me see if I can find a pre-retrofit. So, Ruben, where is she? Prince Ruben class cruiser. It looks like, is this the pre-retrofit? Yes, this is. So, this is the pre-retrofit version. This one still has the torpedo bulges, but the guns are different. Even though the guns are bigger, they just aren't as effective. Just because of how the guns work in this game. But look, okay, so I'm pausing. I've showed this off before, but look how much she lists because of the weight of her guns compared to her tiny frame. If I aim the guns here at her own counterpart, how much damage did those do? I mean, at close range, they would do a decent amount. Actually, they didn't even pierce the armor. They pierced the torpedo bulge, sure, but they didn't pierce the armor. What about the guns of this one? I don't think they'll pierce either. I think they'll try to go through the armor. Like, pass by the armor. But I did armor the turrets themselves, which I've never done except with this design. Like, the inside of of it is armored. Again, that is not common. So yeah, these things did similar damage, but the key thing with the guns of the retrofit are they fire way faster. I think the pre-retrofit had like 20 seconds between reload fires, or like 25 seconds. This thing has like 7 seconds between shots of her main guns, so they're quick firing. Found out the channel about 10 minutes ago. Oh, well, I don't stream too often. Most of the time I just make shit posts. Sometimes I live stream whatever games people suggest in the channel Discord, or whatever games I feel like were in my Steam library. I don't know. I think one time I streamed Roblox. I'm thinking about streaming Roblox again for shits and giggles. So. But yeah, look at how much this poor girl is listing. But yeah, I played a lot of From the Depths in the past. This is, again, one of my older designs. If I can find the picture, deep inside of the ship here, I had a picture I drew of the ship, because I draw mascots for... I don't anymore. I'm not an artist, but I used to draw mascots. See, that was one of the mascots I had made for one of my ships. Again, I'm not an artist. That was like the first design I made. Here, let me show you all another one. This always happens when I stream this game. I always just end up showing up the same stuff. Let me pull up, what's the battleship? My only battleship that I'm very proud of. That's another battle cruiser. I don't want the battle cruiser. No, not that one. Come on, where is she? Claudius. There she is. There's my girl. There is my girl. So, yeah, this is the... let me turn the lights to a more reasonable tone. There. This is the battleship Claudius. That's my 12-gun, big gun battleship that I had spent a lot of time on. She probably has the most effective armor scheme of any of my ships because I actually did a lot of research. So it's like 2 layers of metal, a layer of wood, a layer of air, empty space for detonating heat shells, a layer of like explosive reactive armor. Oh no. This is just like gap plate armor, and then another layer of metal after that. So that's her entire armor scheme right there. And of course on the inside you got all the... I think this is one of like the rooms for... Also, don't mind the water. The water isn't actually there. It's just not pumped out. This was a pool table, but the drawing got broken. This is like one of the recreation rooms. Here you have a little cafeteria, some birthing spaces. But yeah, all sorts of things. I tried really hard with the superstructure. But the main thing with her is that I tried a lot better for her design, like her mascot design. So there's the ship's mascot right there. Because her class is named after Roman emperors. So we're starting with Claudius for the lead ship. I don't know. Of course, all ships are female, so, you know, the mascot's female, but yeah. So yeah, MS Paint for you. The wonders of MS Paint. Anyway. Probably my most effective warship out of any of them, I would say. And the turrets were purpose-built. I forgot if the turrets had ejectors. Yes, the turrets did have ejectors, because if they don't have ammo ejectors, they will explode so violently and completely cripple the ship. Case in point, one of my other heavy cruisers. Where is she? Where is the conscript? There she is. Yeah, the conscript class, my only real good heavy, well, okay heavy cruiser. She has a weird design, very weird design, but her main guns, they're very powerful with their glass cannons. See, let me go into the Claudius, and let's give her a taste of our big guns. Oh, we didn't manage to detonate any of the guns, but we did manage to detonate one of the forward ammo banks right there. But I want to get a main gun detonation on these. There we go, there's the back gun exploding right there. That's a very violent explosion. And it just completely cleaves the back of the ship. Guts it. Just guts it completely. And then let's replicate that with the front turret. Oh, she withstood the first shot. Well, we have more on the way. Actually, if I turn down the speed, I can watch it in slow motion. Let's slow motion this. Oh, come on, some of the shells bounced. Well, one of them is getting through. Oh, and that's the shell that we needed. Look at that mid-detonation shot right there. Oh, that is cool. Here, if I turn out that out, I'm gonna take a screenshot. Look at that poor girl. She's just getting rapid unplanned disassembly. Of course, the main guns going off here is always a good sight. Poor girl. I feel so bad for her. But yeah, her main guns just explode so violently. If you look inside her magazines as they're detonating, you can see all the pieces of shrapnel right here bouncing around. That's what happens when you don't have ejectors. And because I had so many autoloaders to make this such a powerful gun, there's so much ammunition stored in here that just explodes instantly. So someone in this room is just watching their life drift away right now. Boom! The entire thing just erupts. It's a beautiful build. Oh, thank you, Joe Mama. Yo Mama, the classic. Have you seen that video of like every single Yo Mama, like that from that one YouTube channel, the Yo Mama guy, where it's every single Yo Mama joke synchronized to Yo Mama, and then it just is chaos any other time? I don't know. Completely unrelated. But yes, once those two guns are detonated, this ship is actually, that's a pretty good detonation. Usually it would break through the entirety of the ship. I don't know why I didn't that time. Like, it would catch this ammo bank, so if this ammo bank explodes as well, that's what happens. Just cleaves another giant rent through the ship, so then she's kind of worthless. I actually wrote an essay in English class about why that ship blows up so easily, and it got me an easy grade for college. My very first semester in college, I wrote about that ship specifically, because that was before I had built this battleship. I'm just glad that the instructor said we could write about anything we wanted to. God, it took so long to build this one. I'll spawn an aircraft carrier next to it. Where's my most recent one? Where's Cloud? Give me Cloud. There she is. And I need the aerostat. There's Cloud. I never actually put any aircraft on my carriers, because if I was in a campaign, I don't play the campaign often, I just like building ships that look cool. So yeah, there's my most recent aircraft carrier. Actually, I think she's longer. Yeah, she is longer than the battleship, so she's the longest of any of the ships I've built. My only problem building her was that I didn't make the hangar tall enough. So the hangar is pretty short, and all the aircraft in front of the depths are huge compared to real-life aircraft. And of course I didn't really put any machinery spaces that would be on an actual aircraft carrier, because I have been to the one in Lexington, the USS Yorktown, a few times, so I can, but it does have functional elevators, so one little mini elevator on the side and the two main elevators right here that go down. And she does have an armored flight deck. She is an armored carrier. I think my only armored carrier? Actually, I don't know if Morio is an armored carrier or not, we'll see. But yeah, the elevators do reach into the bottom, and you can actually get aircraft in and out if the aircraft is small enough. I just like the ability to launch them off the deck like a proper aircraft, instead of how From the Depths normally operates, where if you have a docking station, the aircraft just float in midair next to the aircraft carrier and make the aircraft carrier itself pretty much worthless. I don't know. And of course, right next to it, you have a little radar aerostat. Where's the released aerostat button? There it is. Release. So I press that button, and there it goes. I can release and recall it. You can even get into the chair of it right there. You can just be like that one guy who floated up into space because he inflated a bunch of like giant helium balloons on the back of his chair, and he just went really high with like a BB gun to get down. It was weird. Anyone remember that? I think that was in the news a while back, a long time ago. So yeah, that's just a floating little radar dish you can have to help get a better sight for your fleet. I really like how I made the superstructure for this. It reminds me kind of like one of the Lexington class carriers with the massive funnel right there. But yeah, pretty basic design otherwise. Nope, didn't hear about it? I don't know, it was a pretty old thing. It may have been in the 90s, I don't know. But, eh. I would not want to be up in the sky only attached to a lawn chair. Like a flimsy plastic lawn chair that could have broke at any moment. Yeah, that is not something I want to do. I don't know what battleship actually had it. I think the North Carolina had that design at first, with having an anti-aircraft gun mounted on top of one of the turrets. There was an American battleship, I think, I forgot the name of it, but an older one, like a mid-war ship, that for some reason thought it would be a good idea to mount cruiser guns on directly on top of its battleship guns, like in a turret on top of a turret, a double turret. It worked just about as well as you would think it would, which is not at all, so oops. Anyway, let's just put a few rounds into the aircraft carrier. See how much it penetrates. Bush. Babushka. Definitely tore apart some of the superstructure there. But, of course, with the torpedo bulges at the bottom, it's hard to get good penetration. If I aim a little bit lower... Of course, with the offset of how tall one of the turrets is compared to the other, you gotta make sure all of the guns hit. Ready, I have my hand on the pause button. Alright, I paused it just as one shell hit. And the fragments are bouncing around inside of the hangar. That goes through. Did it penetrate here? It did. Okay, because on this side was a generator, and that generator got hit. So even though the actual room isn't flooding completely... Well, maybe it is. I can't tell. I don't know. The penetration with the way you produce the shells and how the shells work is weird. H. That's what he said. H? Okay. Thank you for your letter H. Have a wonderful day. What else? What else do I want to use? Have I made any other dumb stuff recently? Oh yeah, I made an airship. Here's an airship that I literally made this evening. It's not really useful at all. I think it just looks cool. It's a helium airship. It has a few guns here and there. A few machine guns on the side. And its main weapon is downward-facing missiles. So these are little missile hatches right here. Let's spawn something for it to fight against. How about... where's the pre-dreadnought? There's the pre-dreadnought. Here, we'll have it fight against the pre-dreadnought. Obviously the pre-dreadnought's gonna win, just because this thing is not a very effective fighting force. And you can see it starting to shoot there, but it just has a swarm of little angry bee missiles. They don't do too much damage, they just pepper the superstructure and try to take out smaller guns. So yeah, they just start hitting one after the other. It looks really flashy though, seeing that little swarm of angry bees going through. Oh my god, look, those are torpedoes that the pre-dreadnought launched. Torpedoes don't fly. Torpedoes don't fly. Why are they flying like that? That's not how torpedoes work. Okay. That's what missiles are for. Torpedoes can't fly, silly. So yeah, this thing, it can pepper an enemy, but it's mostly just mosquito bites. And the smaller guns, have they done much damage to the airship? Let's turn on the airship so it can move. Oh god, I said that wrong. Oh, the pre-dreadnought got a main gun hit, so that's gonna start leaking helium right there, but it leaks at a slower rate than you think. So eventually, I did split this up so it has multiple gas chambers. I didn't mean for it to come out like that. Multiple chambers that hold lifting gas. You know what I mean. So hopefully it shouldn't sink immediately or fall out of the sky. But it does have a decent amount of fire getting to it. Hindenburg. It's a tiny little Hindenburg. It's kind of cheap. It's not too expensive, especially compared to the Dreadnought. Also, if you noticed, I think the missiles got knocked out. Did the missiles get knocked out? Oh, they just got disconnected from their firing. Oh god, they all launched at once. They got disconnected from the AI. So all of the missiles are launching at once now. Let's see what happens. Before that, let me make sure the YouTube continues playing. There we go. How long have I been streaming? Hour and 19 minutes. Okay. Oh, the torpedoes are trying to fly again, but... And... Thunk, 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 thunk. Yeah, look, it didn't do too much damage. And these guns are kind of crap, so I'm surprised that they're actually being as effective. It's two ineffective ships versus each other. And there it goes, launching another set of guns. Thunk, 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 thunk. Oh, alright, here's another main gunshot from the pre-dreadnought. Is it gonna hit? Yes, oh, that was a good hit. That was a good... Oh my god, it completely separated the... It completely destroyed the gondola. So all that's left is just the the actual section itself. The actual gas bag. And every single piece except the bow is broken. Oh, and it took a main gun hit, so this thing is gonna start falling eventually. Why isn't it? Look how slowly it starts flooding. Did it only start flooding when I looked at it? What? Is this like Pavlov? Not Pavlov, but like quantum mechanics where it... Why is it resetting the flooding counter? Oh, the pumps are offsetting it. There's a massive hole here. How are the pumps offsetting it? This thing is full of holes. How is it still floating? Submarine's gonna be deadly if they can just lob their torpedoes in the air. I did put anti-aircraft guns on one of my submarines during the campaign, and it shot down aircraft that were attacking it, so that was pretty... I felt pretty proud of that. So yeah, this thing took another main gun hit. Here, let's just explode the crap out of it. Boom. 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 There. Did that work? Boom. Fall out of the sky, please? No. Why? I destroyed all of the pumps. Why is it still floating? What is wrong with this thing? What are physics? What are physics? There are no pumps. There are no pumps. Not a single helium pump. Why is this thing floating? Hey devs, if the devs are watching this stream, which they aren't, but for the love of God, why is this thing still floating? Okay, it's slowly moving down now, but it should be... When you delete the pumps, it should fall right out of the sky. Insert SpongeBob quote here, but still. Why? What is going on? Okay, it's slowly falling. Anyway. Oh my god. Here, in the meantime, let me spawn one of my submarines. I love that I actually managed to get the AI working for the submarine properly, so it will dive when it sees an enemy, and it will surface when there is no enemy. But yeah, I basically designed this one around a U-boat. Okay, the music's a bit loud. Sorry, Prism River Sisters, but you're a bit too loud. There you go. So, of course, it's on the surface right now, and if I spawn an enemy, let me spawn like a transport or a cargo ship. That way I can show off what it has to give. Granite class. Here's a cargo ship. So, spawn that. Can this thing detect submarines? I don't know if it can with that active radar. So it launches a little radar missile, which helps with guidance, guiding the torpedoes in, and it launches her torpedoes right here. And, okay, another thing. Where's an enemy torpedo? I believe this ship launched one, right? Didn't it do so? I can't tell. Oh, it did. So this one does have anti-torpedo capabilities. So while the ship herself is going to start diving right here, once her engine activates, she will start heading lower into the water. Oh, an enemy torpedo managed to get past her anti-torpedo defenses, but it can't go down far enough. So yes, this one submerges, and she launches her torpedoes against the cargo ship, which managed to hit and damage, but not destroy the propeller. This ship's going to try to hightail it out of there as fast as it can, because it's only a cargo ship that I built. I was proud of this one. I put a lot of effort into building this as well. So her defenses are trying to counteract. Submarine's taking a little bit of damage here and there, but not too much. Mostly just pings. And of course her guns are firing underwater, which makes no sense. Oh. And the anti-torpedo defenses... Oh, one of the torpedoes got past the anti-torpedo defenses, but it didn't penetrate. So it's launching another anti-torpedo right here. Let's see if that targets anything. Or is that a regular torpedo? I can't tell. See? Okay, there it is. So there's an enemy torpedo. Is it going to get destroyed? This one just went too fast and went straight over it. Oh, and it's sending torpedoes after it. These two are just chasing that one down. Where is that one going? That's funny. So yeah, they were more reliable in the past. I just think I designed the torpedoes on this cargo ship so jankily that it's juking out the defenses on the sub because it was designed so badly, the ones on this ship. So yeah, oh, there went an ammo dump. Yeah, this thing is toast. Actually toast at this point. Going down. Yep, and it's dead. So now, the submarine has returned to the surface because it is taking care of the threat. And if you look inside, this thing is also fully walkable. We're inside the ship. There's the little ship's mascot right there, hand-drawn, because I'm not an artist and it's crap. So yeah, that's a little Scottish mascot. Scottish. Scotland forever. Anyway, and you have various little sections of the ship here. And different airlocks. This is the main ammo storage, although ammo is dispersed throughout the whole ship. I don't know why there's so much ammo storage on this ship. I think it's unnecessary. I mean, I guess it is kind of necessary to help fuel all of the torpedoes, but... Wait, I just went back here. And then you have entrances into the bulges on the side, a little extra buoyancy. This way you have the rear of the ship, the stern, and it has that one missile that helps with guidance right there. And also the engine room, so that's this. And all the batteries, because this thing does use electric batteries to power itself. Where are you going? I don't know where it's sailing right now. Let me turn off its AI. Or her AI, sorry. I'm misgendering my own ships, how dare I. And I can head up here. I think this is the bow, and these are the primary torpedo tubes. Yes, they are. So here are all the main frontal torpedo tubes. There's 5 of them, and then you have 2 sets of 8 anti-torpedo torpedoes. So, yeah, she's not a bad design. I'm going to take a short break here. I'll be back in a few minutes, if you don't mind. In the meantime, have a look at the sub while I'm gone. 1 second. Alright, I'm back. I won't be streaming for too much longer. At this point, I think I'm going to go back to some of the land-based stuff, just messing around again. I don't really have a plan. Just wanted to stream something before I go to see my family again recently, so get something in. That's a bit quiet. We turn that up. There we go. Although, as soon as I turn it up, that's when the zoom pits kick in. Of course. But yeah, I guess I'll show off that one aircraft that I like a lot. Let me make a target for it to hit a few targets. So let's go with some of the tanks. We'll go with 2 bullfrogs, 2 enemy bullfrogs, and then we will go on a bombing mission to destroy them. 2 stationary ones. I won't have them fire back just for the demonstration. Alright, I don't want to be too far away. And I'll go into the aircraft. And because I've never had good luck with aircraft at all, I decided, you know what, the best way to do it is to do it myself. So this is my signature player-controlled only, no AI, a heavy bomber. I really tried for aesthetics on this one, so yeah, I tried to make it look as much like a World War II era heavy bomber as I could, with a foldable landing gear, walkable interior with like wing-mounted anti-aircraft guns. Like if I go down here, here's the pilot seat, I can go down from the pilot seat to the bomb site. This is the primary bomb site. Back here you have various stations for like radio and things like that for people to sit at. Here's the main bomb bay right here. You have to crawl over. Another bomb site, secondary one. Another control station. I don't know what that one's exactly for. But then you have a rear, this is mostly a rear observation, but it's also a rear gunner position because all the AA guns are controlled from the center of the aircraft. Technically you have to teleport past this since you can't get to it normally. But yeah, you have the door guns right here. You can be a true door gunner. If you ever played Bomber Crew, it's somewhat like that. Bomber Crew is a good game. But of course it's hard to fly a bomber with one person. Oh well, we're gonna do it anyway. So, power up the engines, take off, and again, we're only going 26 meters a second, which is slow for an aircraft in terms of real life, but again, it's like flying through thick soup from the depths. So we're going to try to wiggle a bit to get enough speed to take off. And there we go, we are now airborne. After a certain height, these landing gear will automatically retract. There they go, retracting right there. We're approaching the target. You can see them from the top right here. And we will prepare to drop the bomb load now. They will begin releasing the bombs, and they are magnet bombs, so they will like go towards the enemy. The bombs have been dropped. And there they go, magnetizing themselves toward the tank and blowing up the tank. Look at them, again, swarm of angry bees. Uh-oh, I have flipped the plane by accident. Please don't crash. Ooh, oh, we did a 360. I can also control the anti-aircraft guns on this, which can also fire just as ground harassment guns, right, like that. So, you can fire from most locations, depending on which angle the plane is at. I'm controlling this while not being able to look at it like that, but we're dropping more bombs, like a little drive-by. Oh, we damaged this one again. So there we went with a bit of a drive-by. And these bombs should start heading towards the other one. Yes, there they go. We'll head around for another attack. Oh, yep, there it is. And we took care of the targets. Then we can come in for a nice smooth landing. This thing lands really smooth though. It doesn't damage itself too badly on landing, or at all, but the only problem with this aircraft is it is very squishy. You can shoot off the wings so easily because there's no armor under the wings, and that's what it's balanced around. The wings are very much vulnerable, so pretty much any sort of anti-aircraft will make this completely null and void. But it's a fun aircraft, I like making it, so we'll slow down as we approach the ground here. And go in for a landing. Boom, on the ground, shut off the engines. Smooth landing. But yeah, this plane has a gun turret here, gun turret on top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it has 6 turrets against the enemy. So with the help of all of those turrets, it should make it easier to actually take care of enemies. I think the only really real vulnerable spot is directly under the aircraft, but yeah, I like it. It took a while to build, especially with the top, but it's probably my favorite aircraft, especially because I don't have to worry about the AI messing it up. I think I tried to make a version that was AI controlled, and it just didn't work. Where is it? Where is it? I forgot what I even named it. What is this airship? Oh yeah, there was another airship. I'm trying to remember the name. Oh, the Heidelberg, I think. So this is what that aircraft was looking like. It doesn't work. It's fast, but it's not the best in terms of control. The AI just doesn't know what to do with it. Look, it's flying upside down right now. It's gonna crash into the ground at some point. Yep, look at it go. Boom. Yeah, I can't figure out how to make the AI work with this. Of course, you can walk the inside of this one too, but it's just not working properly. Oh well. Do I still have a wallaby? Wait, what does a wallaby look like? Oh, that's a cute little one. Cute little slow as hell aircraft. I think that was one of my campaign aircraft that just has a few torpedoes or missiles. So stupid. It's so stupid. Oh my god, it's a little biplane too. I forgot about that. Why is it so slow? Oh no. It's a little gyroscope. Let me put it out of its misery. Poof. I'm sorry, I lost my composure there. See, I'm not good with aircraft. Then you have the Königsberg, which is a medium bomber, also walkable, but doesn't control well. It controls okay, but it will slam into the ground at some point. These are very stupid aircraft. They're slow, they're vulnerable, and their bombs are using cram cannons, so if I try to shoot down right there, that's the bombs it drops. They're okay, but they're hard to hit, because they don't have auto adjustment. They can be devastating when they hit, but it's hard to hit. Then you have this one, which is one I tried experimenting with AI with. So it's a fighter aircraft that only has 2 guns on it. So it's not very effective. I may mount missiles to it instead at some point. At least it flies okay. Like, it doesn't fly too badly, because I did adjustments to the AI that I forgot what I did. But, oh, is it heading to space? No, don't head to space, because as soon as it gets stuck in space, that's not good. And it's going into a tailspin. You know, I'll have 2 of these fight against each other. I don't think they'll be able to hit each other because the guns are turreted, and you can't get very good dogfighting in this game without a lock-on, and even then it's kind of hard. So let's have 2... Actually, no, I'll have 3 planes of 3 different factions fight it out against each other. So there they start. You can see them trying to shoot, but their turrets just can't lock on properly. So they won't really get many good hits against each other. I think the only way one of these will get destroyed is by one of them accidentally crashing into the ground. So yeah, other than that, they just kind of derp around a little bit. They look like they're just doing stunts rather than trying to fight each other. So yeah, it'll be a while before any of them actually get a hit, so I won't let this play out too long. Actually, this is a good time to test out one of my anti-aircraft trucks. Here, let's try one of the Montagnards. See if it works or if it's broken, because it's an older design, it may have been broken by something. So here's one of the Montagnards. Let's see how it handles fighting enemy aircraft. So somehow it's slowing down. Oh, I need to fix it? It doesn't consider that a tank tread, so I do need to fix that design. Oh, it looks like the aircraft are focusing their fire on it. Oh, is this thing out of ammo? Is that why? No, it has ammo access. It just takes a while to reload. Here, if I override the speed, what is the max speed I can get this thing up to? 60? Yeah, it has a good speed. It's just, it doesn't consider this a tank. It considers it... Yeah, I'll have to fix the treads. Because I do like having tank treads that work properly. Oh god, yeah, we are being shot at though. I'm gonna do field repairs. So, automatic field repair. Copy. While it's fighting, we're gonna fix it. Paste. Track configuration. Right click. Alright, that one's added. Control C, delete. Control V. Add track. Boom. Now it doesn't work properly. No, the settings aren't right. Here, I'll spawn in a replacement to help fix the wheels. So if I spawn in a bullfrog, not only will it help us fight, but I can copy the wheels from it. Turn off of its movement. Then Control C. And we'll have to replace all the wheels one at a time. Boom, boom, boom. Track configuration, right click, right click, right click. Get rid of this one. Paste. Track configuration, right click. Oh, I think we got one of the aircraft. One of them are shot down. Oh, the second one got shot down too. Now they're just trying to shoot down the third. But yeah, I don't think self-propelled artillery is going to work on fast-moving aircraft. Oh, I mean, it's getting close with the Montagnard. Getting very close hits, so... I may have to change the ammunition type at some point if I care enough to do so. Oh, and it's going down. Boom. Yep, that's all she wrote. Okay, and there's all this. Now does it work like a tank? I think so. It's a bit slow right now, but I think it does work like a tank like it's supposed to. Yep, there it is. Because of course with a tank, the big thing with movement is being able to turn without moving. A car would have to use forward momentum to help it turn, while tanks, you know, they can turn on a dime because they have the treads that move in opposite directions. That's why I like about the tank movement. That way I can save it as the Montagnard V6. And of course, perfect America music for America guns. Oh, they actually... The aircraft actually managed to cripple the self-propelled artillery with a lucky shot. Goes to show that, yeah, they don't work too well against aircraft. Here, let's put it out of its misery. Wait a minute, why does this thing fire so slowly? Oh, I limited its field of fire. Here, let's unlimit the field of fire. Now I'll go to town on it. Yeah, it's flashy, but of course it's an anti-aircraft gun, so it doesn't do the most. What about the main gun? The quick-firing main gun. Wow, these shells are pitiful. What shells do I even have? What shell is this using? There's no excuse. What shell is this? Frag. I could make that shell better. Here, let's do that. Let's make the shell better. There, now it has 6 slots. Then we will also have, first off, an inertial fuse. Actually, if this is a true anti-aircraft gun, but it's using simple anti-aircraft, we can't really have fuses that work too well. Or can we? Customize shells, set in the customizer. I guess we could put in a fuse, because the inertial fuse would rely on it hitting, but we could put in a proximity fuse. Is that even there? I don't think we have a pure proximity fuse. There's an altitude fuse. Here, let's test out an altitude fuse. Frag warhead. We want flak as well as frag? We'll have a frag head, flak body. Put another fuse here. Let's see if that'll work. Let's add another flak warhead. Save. Save over the mountain yard, and let's test that out. Destroy the bullfrog. And we will spawn it, actually. I want to see only if this shell will work. So we'll do this, copy and paste. We'll have 2 of these guns. Right, there's 2 of the guns. What is their... Okay, so that's the way they should control themselves. And we'll try it out. We'll see if the altitude fuse will actually be automatically set. We'll go into aircraft, we'll put 625, spawn it as an enemy, and turn off its gun. Now, is it setting the fuses properly? It's not doing too bad, it's just, it's not too accurate. Plus, the plane is pretty fast. I mean, that's about as accurate as regular flak. And it did get a hit there. Oh yeah, it did get a good hit there. See, we got its wing. Now it's flying. Oh yeah, now that it's in a straight direction. Yep, there we go. Okay, that is effective. If I did want to make another improvement, I think that would be... I don't know what improvement I would have. Let's look at the shell again. Anything else I can add? Not too much else I could add. Plane just drifts in the air. No wonder the Americans have PTSD. Makes sense. I would not want to be one of those pilots, very much so. Especially, yeah, because of bomber crews having to fly through, like, fields of flak. I remember Disney actually made old, like, propaganda films and training films. And one of them was, like, a Disney-made training film about how to aim our flak guns correctly. It was interesting. Let's see. So yeah, that works pretty well. I'd say make the head flak as well, because the shell doesn't always hit it before. Sometimes it goes after. So as long as the flak can hit behind it as well as ahead of it, the frag just is like a shotgun. It detonates the direction the shell is facing, but flak is complete dispersal, like a firework. So flak would be better for this. Usually I stay away from flak, but I think that would help. So we'll save that, and I think, would I want as that, or would I want another quad gun? Here. I'll spawn in a Montagnard next to it, because I don't know whether I want 2 of those guns or 1 of it. So we'll spawn in a Montagnard here. And Control C, go back here. Control V. Did I turn off the field of fire? I think I did. What if I just turn off the field of fire for both of them? Pull this one out, and then let's try it out on another aircraft. Let's see if that made any improvements with the smaller anti-aircraft gun as well. So, main aircraft, take a 65, enemy, and turn off its gun, let it fly around. So that's the smaller anti-aircraft gun going. Now the shells are starting to get a bit more accurate. Not really. It's having a hard time because this plane can juke around pretty well. Its AI is probably the best because I stole it from somewhere else. Oh, it did get a flak hit right there. So the flak damaged a wing. Damaged both. Oh, there we go. That's a good flak hit. Tore a wing off. So now it's just spiraling out of control. Can it get more hits? Oh, it's going to space. Uh-oh. Stop it before it gets to space, because then you won't be able to hit it. Oh, there's another hit. Yeah, it's getting closer. Oh, that was a good hit. Yeah, sawed the other wing off. Look at it, it's just a little body. Oh, apparently the smaller gun also has flak, or fuses on its shells. I don't think you can have fuses on a shell like that. Oh god, it's just flying away. No, it's gonna keep going on forever. Oh, look at it. There goes my hero. Watch him as he goes. That's just infinite flight trajectory now. Yeah, I don't think you can hit him now. He's a free bird. Yeah, let's put him out of his misery. There we go. It seems like 2 flak guns could be better. Let's try a slower, more vulnerable aircraft. How about... not a Heidelberg, I want... Königsberg. Give me a Königsberg. Come on, where is it? I just want a Königsberg. Where did I put it? I'm passing right by it, I can tell. Königsberg, Königsberg, Königsberg. There it is. Great, turn that off. And let's see how quickly it can take down a Königsberg. Oh, this one's... is it gonna suicide? Don't suicide. Come on, don't hit the ground. That's a quitter. Don't be a quitter. Ooh, that one got close. We're shearing little bits and pieces off of it. Although the up and down strafing of this, even though that's just because of dumb AI, it is making it harder to hit. And there are flak shots that are somewhat hitting. But the closer it gets for its bombing run... oh, yeah, yep, they shot off the backwards control, so now it should have an easier time. Although it's kind of missing a lot of it. Oh, and there it goes. Straight into the ground. You better hit your shots now. There we go. Just tore it apart as soon as it hit the ground. So, yeah, again, it's not the best tracking, but that's just because the detection is weird. You just rejoined? Well, we're testing out some of the guns on this thing, so I think we'll save the design. So, yeah, not a bad AA tank. I just avoid using fuses, which I should stop doing, because using fuses was really good. Or at least sometimes it's really good. Here's another little airship I made. Here, let's have it take this airship out of the sky. I'll turn the weapons off, because this thing actually isn't a bad platform for missiles. This one's also a missile airship, it's just smaller. So I'll turn its weapons off. Let's see if it can do enough damage to bring it down. So the flak is hit something. Oh, a lucky shot. Look at that. It just tore up the gondola. Completely gone, falling out of the sky. Falling right out of the sky. Boom. I guess that's the benefit of flak. It's just a lot of high explosive that can hit a lot of things. Of course, if you want a bigger explosion, you need to use better things. One thing I want to be able to make in From the Depths is, if any of you have ever heard of the Type 3 shell the Japanese used with the Yamato class battleships, the super battleships, it was basically an anti-aircraft shell that was the size of the main gun. And it was just a giant shotgun. The world's largest shotgun had a ton of like flaming phosphorus pellets or stuff like that inside of it. You fire that out of the main gun and it explodes like just a cloud of fireworks that envelops aircraft. Of course, it didn't actually work too well in real life, but sadly, I don't think you can make something like that From the Depths easily. But it would be cool if you could. Because it looks really neat when it fires, but... And I think the battleship Musashi was able to use that a lot in her encounter with the United States before she went down. She was able to shoot down planes, although I don't know if she was able to do it with that gun specifically, but she had a lot of anti-aircraft guns. Even though most of them were the Type 25s, or not the 25, not Type 25s, but the 25 millimeter? Shoot, I forgot the exact size of them, but they were the triple mounts that they had. They were not very good, took a long time to reload. Not very good with non-power training. I know I'm blowing smoke for most of y'all. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But oh well. I guess just to end out the stream, I'll just chill by walking around the luxury liner I had built at some point. Oh gosh, it takes a while to load. She's a big girl. Big. Oh, the game froze. Don't tell me the game crashed. Okay, there we go, there we go. Here, let's go on a cruise, shall we? Actually, I'll set her to fleet mode, and I will tell her to move this way. So now she will start moving on her own. She's thick. I think I do have her on the Steam Workshop. If any of y'all have this game, you can download her and a bunch of my other designs from the Steam Workshop. Oh, she's drifting. Look at her. Luxury liner Dorifto. Dun 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 dun. So yeah, while our cruise is automatically going, I guess I'll just walk around the ship and talk to y'all for a little bit. Like I said a little bit earlier, I'm gonna be going back to some families, to my my home, because I'm in my dorm right now. I'm gonna be going back to my house for a little while to visit family tomorrow, so I won't really be back for the next while, maybe half a week or so. So for the meantime, don't expect much. Other than that, I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll post in the Discord a little here and there. I need to be more active there, although then again, it's not like it's the most active Discord in the world, but I'm not abandoning it. Of course, I use the Discord to announce the stream, but she drip. He got the drip. He's cold. He got. I will say, the next stream I do, I think I'll be streaming Roblox. That's the next stream I'm gonna do. That'll be after I get back from my home. And please don't run into the shoreline, please. Come on, girl. You know better than this, right? Don't run into the shoreline, please. You can do it. Come on, I believe in you. Don't hit the shore. You're better than that. Don't make me come up there. But yeah, here's one of the like lounges or whatever. Anyway, and the grand staircase. But mail room. Anyway, yeah, I'll be doing Roblox because I found a specific game on Roblox that I've been enjoying just for the social aspect and for the dumbness of it. If y'all know what a Fumo is, if you don't know, there's a Fumo right behind me. But other than that, so please don't hit the shore, please. Don't do that. That's not smart. I'm gonna head to the bow. What are you doing, girl? Girl, no, don't do this. Don't do this to me. Oh, these steps are upside down. No, you're gonna. No, don't do this. Oh, let me turn the damage up anyway. No, you're not meant to do this. No, there you go. You've hit the shoreline. You're gonna beach yourself. Don't do that. No. Oh, Hamina, no. Oh god, it's lagging so much. I asked you to follow a simple path. Why? Can you not steer? Why does everything I build die? Like, you went out of your way to crash and beach you completely beached yourself. You completely beached yourself. And you flooded an engine room. Severely. You've severely flooded. No. You flooded multiple rooms and a hallway. Good job. You messed up really badly. And you flooded the forward cargo hold. You feel like you can make a World War II Italy joke here. Actually, the Italian, I was about to say Mafia, the Italian Navy, the Regina Marina, didn't do too badly. Yeah, they got a bunch of their cruisers wrecked by the Royal Navy, but they did manage to send their frogman in to sink some stuff and cause some chaos, so I guess they were good, like, at fleet in being, you know, making sure the British couldn't send ships elsewhere because they had to keep ships tied up against the Italians, but yeah, they didn't have much luck. Although that's just specifically the Navy. So yeah, you beached yourself. Good job. I can't build for shit, I guess. Come on. Oh god, it's taking a while to delete the ship as well. Frogman. You don't know what the frogmen were? Look up the Italian frogmen. They were like scuba divers that strapped bombs to the bottom of ships. They just waltzed right up, swam in the harbor with little like mini subs that they ditched, and they're like, bombs? You want it? It's yours, my friend. They just detonate the bottom of ships. It was pretty funny. Bombs? Did the game actually crash trying to Yep, the game crashed! The game crashed trying to delete a ship that tossed itself on the rocks. Why does everything I build break? Well, I think that's a sign that I should end the stream here. Yeah, I've been streaming for a decent amount of time, so... How long have I been streaming? She was too thick, she broke the game. I've been streaming for 2 hours, alright. Well, let's close the program and head to the closing soon. There we go, that's the right screen. It's been a while since I made those custom transitions, but I like how they turned out. The like red, white, and black. That took a while to make. Even something simple like that. I made that in Premiere and like animated it with transparency. It was a bit interesting to make, but yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to be ending the stream off here. Check on the Discord for what I'm going to be doing. So, other than that, I hope you all have a good night, and I know I am, because for some reason I'm not going to work this week. They didn't schedule me, so that's nice. Cross fingers. So that's why I'm able to go home in the first place. I have the time to. Alright, yeah.